Hello again, mentors, my friends, how are you? Hope you're good. Last little video in this section for you from me. This is ahead of your second virtual mentoring session that you'll be doing with your students. We've spoken so far in these little sections of videos about raising their aspirations, really trying to inspire them to chase down that dream, to being resilient, to using luck when they can, but at the same time being resilient and to keep moving forward. And of course, we talked on the last video in this section about the comfort zone and the fact that if you really want to achieve and if you really want to be great, you've got to leave that comfort zone. You've got to push yourself and keep moving forward through all the fear and the negativity and the criticism that you face sometimes when you decide to test yourself by leaving that comfort zone that we all have. The final little piece that I speak to them about on the second time I visit the schools is one of the first major times, and I think it's fair to say that they do leave their comfort zone, and that is, from the slide behind me, I'm sure we all feel like this, when you have your first job interview. Now this was quite a nice opportunity for me to talk to them about something to do with leaving the comfort zone, but also sits with something that we talked about on the first video that we did, or the first time I spoke to them, should I say, when I spoke to them about employability and being the right kind of person and showing the right kind of attributes when you apply for and when you're in front of someone who might be giving you your first job, because it does make us all feel like that. I remember my first job interview, I was all over the place, I made a right mess of it. And we talk about the 7 things that employers don't want to see. You know, there are 7 standard things that when you look at this stuff online and you research it, these same 7 things always seem to come up. And I wanted to talk to them about that and give them a little heads up. And then the next time you see them for your next virtual conference, I would like you to be able to talk about job interview experiences you've had. Have you had to interview someone and you've had a good one, or maybe a bad one? And the first one on that list is 7, the 7 deadlies if you want, is being late. Standard, we talked about this. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that if you're late for a job interview, that is really not a good start, does not set a good impression. They pretty much all got that because I challenged them. I said, what do you think? And most of them said, yeah, being late. The second one, being uninterested and uninformed. And again, when you next see them, it's a real opportunity for you to talk to them about when they go for their first job interview. Essentially, be interested in what the company do and know what they do. Don't go in there just like a young person who just wants a job because they want money. Show that you're interested in the company, you've done your research, you're informed about what they do, puts you in a good position. This is all stuff that makes that first big trip out of the comfort zone a little bit more bearable. Casual appearance. I did encourage the students, and I do encourage the students, to not go to a job interview like Justin Bieber with your pants hanging out your jeans and like a baseball cap on and a basketball vest. Don't do that. Make an effort. If you make an effort, the employer sees that you made an effort, that's a good thing. So a few of them got that. Showing negativity. Again, this was all about, don't go into a job interview saying, I don't think I'll be very good at this job. Give yourself a fighting chance. And don't go into it saying stuff like, I don't really want this job, but it's the only one I think I can get. Don't be there, be positive. Show them that you're positive. Show them that you've got a positive mindset, a positive attitude, and show them that you really want this job and that you believe you can be good at it. Be positive. Arrogance. We talk about the difference between being confident and being arrogant. So, I'm confident I can do the role. I believe I've got the right set of skills to get this job done. I feel very confident. Is much better than, I can do this easy. I reckon I can do it better than anyone else here and all. We talked about the differences between confidence and arrogance. Seeming needy is another thing that we talk about in this 7 deadly sin list of job interview no-nos. I encourage them to please not go and say, please give me this job, man. Please, I need the money, I need a new pair of Nikes, please. I encourage them to not be like that at all. And also don't be dishonest. Don't lie in a job interview. Don't go in and say, yes, I have got an MBE for services to, I don't know what. because they will check and they will know that you've lied. And if you haven't worked at Apple for 8 years, don't tell them that you've worked at Apple for 8 years, because they will find out. And these were kind of the 7 things that we talked about after the comfort zone, because again, we go back to the fact that no one likes job interviews, no one enjoys them, it's uncomfortable. But I said if they take heed of these, if they really sort of let these sink into their brains and use these on their first interview, it'll be a far more comfortable experience, as comfortable as it can be. And I then, after we did this, I then played them a very short video from the film Step Brothers. Now, I'm not going to play you the video because I want you to not know the answer to the question that I'm going to ask you to ask them. Because if you don't know, it will make it funnier when you receive said answer. So there'll be a few of these that they remember. I don't want you to test them on all of these because I don't want them to feel like they're in a test. It's more just a sort of a learning exercise, really. And when you're talking about the job interview things and leaving your comfort zone to go there, can you please talk to them about your experiences when you next see them on your virtual conference of your job interviews? You know, how have you found them as someone going for a job interview? And have you had to give job interviews? Have you had a bad experience being an interviewee, or have you had a bad experience being an interviewer? Have a chat about that. Maybe give them some advice from your end as well, because this isn't all about me. This is why you're here, because you've lived this life and you've got expertise. Talk to them about the kind of things you think your employer would want to see an interview, maybe some of the things that aren't on this list of 7. And then when you were finished with that, ask them. Say, now, Jack told me to ask you what is the one thing you promised him you would never ever do in a job interview. And I'm fairly certain that when you do that, they will all remember the answer. So do that. There you go. That's the last of your second set of videos ahead of your next virtual mentoring session. As I say, don't panic. The booklet will be there with little reminders for all of these talking points for you to have with your students. Again, I encourage them to engage with you. I really hope they do. And I hope you're enjoying it as well. I hope you're getting as much out of it as the students are, because to see someone be able to grow and develop into a better person, not a better person, that's the wrong word, but a more confident person, a stronger person, a person with more belief about themselves, is a brilliant, brilliant thing. The next time you see me, I'll be going through the final time that I talk to the students when we talk about, there's a recap on all of the things that we speak about, and then we talk about essentially the one thing that we're all looking for in our lives, and that is happiness, and about where you might be able to find it, but where you most certainly can't. I'll see you again real soon, and in the meantime, take care of yourselves and the one that you love. All the best. I'll see you again. Cheers.